Good morning, everybody. I just wanted to hop on here, try this Facebook Live thing, and talk about how being Amish makes it impossible, really, to meet your goals. If you have dreams that you would like, if you got something you would like to do, like I did when I was a young Amish boy, I would watch semi trucks go by. I would watch cops and emergency personnel like ambulance, fire truck go by. Sometimes I dreamed of wanting to be like them, like a fire truck, be a firefighter or a police officer. And I remember seeing semi trucks going by, and I always thought, man, I could never drive something like that. I could never drive a semi truck. Well, this is what I drive today. It's just a day cab now, but I used to drive a sleeper with Garner Trucking. So when you have dreams in a community like mine that was old order, you were not allowed to follow those dreams because it would have been considered too worldly. You're not allowed to do things that the world does. You're not allowed to do things like anybody else, because I was told at a young age in my old order Amish community that I will go to hell if I do anything outside of what I'm taught by their tradition and what the forefathers taught them. So whatever the forefathers taught my mom and dad, they taught me, and if I break away from that, I cannot make it to heaven. So if I had a dream of wanting to be a truck driver and drive something like this for a living, and if I would have expressed that feeling to my mom and dad, there would have been a meeting, and the elders probably would have joined, and they would have really tried to talk to me about how I will go to hell if I want to meet that goal and be a English truck driver someday. So I wanted to talk about that in this video, how if you have a dream in the Amish that is not according to their standards or rules, you will never be able to do that. So you can just scratch off that dream. You'll never complete that goal if it's on your list. It's just not going to happen if you stay Amish. The only reason I was able to be a truck driver is to leave the Amish, and now I'm a truck driver. So my brother Melvin, he left the Amish, and he was inspired by police officers. Sorry, hear all that noise. Hear all that noise back there. They're unloading my truck. But anyway, my brother Melvin, he left the Amish, and he wanted to be a cop. He wanted to be a police officer. But if he'd have stayed Amish, he couldn't be a police officer. See, they teach that if you kill anyone, even if it's defending yourself, that's murder and you're going to go to hell. So you can't do that. So if he wanted to be a cop, there's no way he could do that unless he leaves the Amish. So he left. My brother Melvin left the Amish. And today he is a K-9 in our hometown of Kenton, Ohio. He is a K-9 police officer, and he works on a drug task force. So I just kind of wanted to talk about that, how if you're Amish and you have goals and dreams, you can't do that. You can't go after your dreams and be a certain thing in life or go to college to be something different than the Amish lifestyle. Good morning, Truckers for Christ. It's my first time going YouTube Live, so I didn't know how that was going to work, but I guess it's kind of like Facebook Live. People can actually comment, and I can see the comments while I'm live. So anyway, in the Amish, most Amish communities, some are New Order, some are Mennonites that are more open to doing things. There is a Mennonite community close by my house that I asked them questions like this about being a truck driver, and they said, well, you'd have to be driving for us. That's right, Wes, another day, another dollar. And some Mennonites are okay with being more open, but they still don't want you to go to college or be part of a union to have a job. Yes, that's right, Truckers for Christ. He says, I seen you figured it out. I did figure out how to go Facebook Live, or YouTube Live, just like I did on Facebook. So if I wanted to be a truck driver, which I watched a lot of semi-trucks go by in my Amish home growing up as a kid, if I wanted to be something like that, I knew I couldn't stay Amish and be a truck driver. My brother Melvin knew that he couldn't stay Amish and be a police officer. So you're very limited what you can do. They want you to be Amish and either do construction or do farming. That is what they want you to do. They want you to do farming and basically construction. So a lot of the Amish that left out of my community, that's right, Truckers for Christ. I knew it's Stephen. Stephen, I knew it was you. You're the one that is the co-founder or co-founder of Truckers for Christ. You're the one that made that up, right? Started that website. I was raised Mennonite, Wes says. Well, if you're raised Mennonite or Amish, usually you have to go by their tradition, and you can't really go to college for anything if you want to be something else other than what they have taught you in their religious cult. So I had to leave in order to be a truck driver. I couldn't, I would admire so many things. I looked up to so many things. I'd see big trucks going down the highway. I wanted to be like that. I'd sometimes say, oh, I want to be a cop because I see the cops flying down our highway and sirens on, lights on, and you know, you couldn't be none of those. So I knew if I stayed Amish, I simply couldn't be any of those things. I couldn't chase after my dreams. You can't go to college. So a lot of the Amish I've known that left out of my community, they still do construction. A lot of them don't even have a GED yet. I did get my GED so that I can be a truck driver. But a lot of them, when they leave, all they know is construction. So most of them stay in construction and they simply don't even worry about getting their GED. But I always encourage those that leave, go ahead and get your GED. Go after your dreams. Whatever you want to be in life, you can freely do what, we got a freedom of religion. We got a freedom of speech. We got, well, a little bit of freedom of speech. They're taking that away. I can't say everything I want on Facebook. They'll censor me. And also certain things on YouTube. I got a strike one time already, so I got to watch what I say on here too. But anyway, you can be what you want out of the non-Amish and non-Mennonite world. You can go after your dreams and set goals and go after those. So I always encourage the ex-Amish and ex-Mennonites to go after that. If you want to be a cop, or you want to be a doctor, you want to be a nurse, you want to be a truck driver, go after it. Go do it. Get your GED. After leaving, I always tell them to go ahead and do it. Get their GED, so that opens up a lot of doors where you can do a lot more things rather than just leave the Amish and keep doing construction, what you've always done growing up on the farm, because we only went to 8th grade. So we didn't have no education except for what they taught us. All set? Alrighty, I'm all empty, so I gotta go. But now I know how to do YouTube Live, so I will do some more YouTube Live stuff. I just got to figure out how to hang up now. We'll see you all next time.